This is Metuzia, and on today's tutorial I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to use ibis Paint X, which is very essential. So when you open ibis for the first time, you'll see this interface. Now I've done one job. That was just a sketch of someone. Okay, I'm gonna make a new canvas. I'm using HD size on lower Androids, we just make the whole thing black. So I'm going to be using SD size. It is kind of blurry, but the best size to use here is the B5. It has 150 dpi, so that's kind of okay. Not great, but kind of okay. So I'm gonna click that, and you can see I haven't opened the app first. They show me all these tutorials on what each tool is used for. The first thing I'm going to talk about are the brushes. Okay, this I'm using the full version. When you get the app from Play Store, you have to watch some ads to unlock the brushes, but I'm using the full version, so I have all the brushes unlocked. Okay, I heard there's also a new feature you can import ibis brushes, which I'll do here, but not now. I think my most used brush on ibis is pen fade. I use for shades, then I use deep pen soft for inks. Okay, let me give you an example. I see people complaining about the fill tool. It's not that difficult. I'm gonna make a circle here, and it's not complete. Now you cannot fill this because of this empty space. Yes, you can fill. Let me show what I'm saying. You can't fill this way when you try to fill it with another color. Like this red, you can't fill it because this is an open space. So I'm gonna reverse it and pick black, reverse. I'm gonna come here, still the same circle. I'm gonna make a new folder, a new layer, and I'm gonna just draw the circle. You see, it keep giving me this space because of the brush I'm using. So I'm going to change the brush to this one. The circle you can see is closed now. Put this at 0 first. This is a closed circle. So when I take this layer underneath it, and I just choose my purple and just fill it in, this is what I get. But note, if you take this layer above and you fill it, this is what you get. Like, you just keep filling out. So okay, then we're done. Now for the next tip, I haven't used this app in a while, so I'm gonna be using this deep pen soft, black color, and look at the stabilizer. This will make your lines shaky. Let me switch this off. Switch this off here. This will make your line shaky or straight. This is without stabilizer. This is with stabilizer. Sorry about that. This is with stabilizer. It's much straight, but I use my stabilizer at max settings, and I use force feed at max settings to get my ink in, because I ink really slow. No, putting this at max settings makes you draw your line slower, not fast. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example of an inked job. So I'm gonna go back and come here. This pencil was done by Ricardo Capullo, and I'm gonna show you how I ink over his pencils. His pencils are awesome, by the way. So this is how I ink. You can see with the force fade, it gives it a nice fade at the end of the brush line. So that's it. That's how you keep inking it, or tracing, as you say. But this isn't, inking and tracing are two different things. Right now I'm just tracing, I'm not really inking, just freestyling. So you can just see how I flow with it. It is pretty easy though. You just need to know where you're supposed to trace over, and you're good to go. Now for the next part, I'm gonna be using pen fade. I'm just rushing these inks so I can just show you what I mean. I'm gonna be painting in grayscale because it's easier to color that way, because I don't have time to explain the color theory in this video. So I'll keep moving. This is where the nose is, this is where the mouth is, and the head or whatever. I don't know, this is not correct. So if you feel something is off, you can as well redraw this. Okay, I think we're done with that. I'm going to end it at this exact spot. I'm rushing a bit, so don't expect anything too great. My next video I'll go deep into detail. For now I'm using Clip Studio Paint, so I don't use ibis much any longer. I used to, but not anymore. I just call it an upgrade. Okay, now we're done with the inks, the simple line art. Now I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna fill it with a gray. I'm gonna come here and pick the gray myself. Okay, you cannot fill this without blocking the gaps. So I'm gonna freestyle this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch off phosphate so it will shade faster, and I'm gonna remove stabilizer so it will be much faster. Okay, keep on going till everything is filled. This is just freestyling, okay? Just bear with me. Now I'm gonna switch on phosphate and stabilizer, phosphate as well. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here and clip it. I'll show you what this does. I'm gonna come down and take it down a bit. Now this is what clipping does. Without clip, when I shade it just goes out, but when I clip it, it stays inside this flat layer. Okay, I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna come here and just do a simple shade, very simple shade. Now there's a secret that no one knows. Some people are having a hard time blending colors in ibis graphics.